From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Slovenia's Foreign Minister Tanya Fajon is undertaking a historic visit to the Philippines to sign a labor deal and identify more concrete areas of cooperation with the country. This marks another significant development in the two nations' relations months after Slovenia decided to open its embassy in Manila, its first in Southeast Asia. Fajon is bringing with her a large and diverse business delegation, and improving economic relations with the country is also high on the minister's agenda during her Philippine stay from the 10th to the 13th of March. She will pay a courtesy call on President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and hold a meeting with Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA Secretary Enrique Manalo and Department of Migrant Workers or DMW Secretary Hans Leo Magpayo. Fajon said Slovenia will be signing a Memorandum of Understanding or MOU on cooperation in labor mobility. The labor deal to be signed between her and Kakdak aims to ensure fair and transparent employment opportunities for Filipinos in Slovenia. On top of this, Fajon said Slovenia is eager to further advance its cooperation with Manila in energy, climate security, science, sports, and culture. Seeing the Philippines as an important maritime nation, she said Slovenia is also ready to expand cooperation in the maritime sector. In her meeting with Manalo, discussions are expected to cover key international issues such as the situation in Myanmar, tensions in the South China Sea, conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East, and advancing gender equality. During this visit, Fajon will also lead the official opening of the Slovenian embassy in the Philippines, which only began operations last year. The official noted that Slovenia sees the Philippines as a like-minded partner on a wide range of issues in international affairs and on the multilateral agenda, one that shares the commitment to the rule-based order. Recognizing that the Philippines is one of the fastest-growing economies in Asia, Fajon is also optimistic this would open doors for Slovenian businesses both in the country and the wider Southeast Asian region. For Slovenian companies looking to expand into Asia, Fajon said the country offers a dynamic and rather promising economic landscape full of opportunities for growth and cooperation. Slovenia, she added, looks ahead as negotiations continue for a European Union-Philippines Free Trade Agreement. Fajon will be accompanied by 40 Slovenian companies representing various sectors such as transport and logistics, highway maintenance, food industry, manufacturing activities, and information and communication technologies. Also accompanying her are representatives of the Export and Investment Promotion Agency Spirit Slovenia, the Slovenian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the Slovenian Center of Excellence for Space Sciences and Technologies. Fajon's visit follows the inaugural Philippines-Slovenia political consultations in the capital, Ljubljana, in February this year. The Philippines and Slovenia established formal diplomatic ties on May 26, 1993, officially marking their 30 years of relations in 2023.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. appointed Maguindanao del Norte Governor Abdul Rauf Makakwa as the interim chief minister of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or BARM. Presidential Communications Office, or PCO Undersecretary and Palace Press Officer Claire Castro confirmed Makakwa's appointment on Sunday, replacing Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or MILF chair Ahod Balawag Al-Haj Murad Ibrahim. Makakwa previously served as the Chief of Staff of the Bangsamoro Islamic Armed Forces and was also a commissioner of the Bangsamoro Transition Commission, which played a key role in drafting the Bangsamoro Organic Law that established BARM. Makakwa will serve as BARM Interim Chief Minister until the winners in the region's first parliamentary elections are proclaimed after the October elections.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news, Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA Secretary Enrique Manalo and United Kingdom Foreign Secretary David Lammy met again in Manila to reaffirm the relations between both countries. In their meeting, both secretaries signed the Philippines-UK Joint Framework, which will serve as a guide to strengthen both nations' cooperation in the field of economy, defense, security, and energy. According to Secretary Manalo, trade between both countries reached 2.9 billion euros, and investments from the UK to the Philippines continues to strengthen, particularly in renewable energy such as solar and offshore wind projects. Both sides also agreed to strengthen cooperation in defense, including joint military exercises, maritime patrols, and ports.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippines Department of Transportation, or DOTR, on Monday terminated and dismissed the 3 Office for Transportation Security, or OTS, employees involved in the latest incident of laglag bala, or in English, bullet dropping, at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, or NAIA. This follows after a video went viral on social media wherein people of the OTS searched the baggage of a senior citizen at the NAIA Terminal 3 last March 6 because of finding, supposedly, a bullet casing. In a news briefing, DOTR Secretary Vince Dizon said there is no space in the DOTR for abusive and exploitative people because President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. strictly directed all government employees that service should be given to the Filipino people and not be a nuisance. In relation to this, Secretary Dizon wants to review the protocols at NAIA to stop the occurrence of the said incident. Let's listen to the statement of DOTR Secretary Vince Dizon during the press briefing. That was Department of Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippine Air Force, or PAF, on Monday said the grounded FA-50PH fighter jet fleet will be deployed in cases of emergencies and national security concerns. All 11 FA-50PHs were administratively grounded following the March 4th crash of the fighter jet in Bukidnon that killed 2 pilots. In a radio interview, PAF spokesperson Colonel Maria Consuelo Castillo assured the public that the PAF's aircraft are available anytime that they are needed to respond to any emergencies or issues of national concern. Castillo assured a very thorough investigation of the incident as the PHs are vital for the country's national security. The Philippines acquired 12 FA-50PH units from South Korea's Korea Aerospace Industries for 18.9 billion pesos. These were delivered from 2015 until 2017. Meanwhile, the Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP and the PAF rendered solemn military honors to fallen FA-50 fighter pilots Major Jude Salang-Oy and First Lieutenant April John Dadulia. The remains of the two pilots arrived at the Villamor Air Base in Pasay City on Saturday, and a ceremony was held to honor their bravery and sacrifice. Leading the tribute were Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr., Special Assistant to the President Secretary Antonio Lagdameo Jr., AFP Chief General Romeo Bronner Jr., and PAF Commanding General Lieutenant General Arthur Cordura. The remains of the two were received by their families and loved ones. In recognition of their courage and selfless service, both officers were posthumously awarded the Distinguished Aviation Cross, the highest honor for valor and exceptional contributions to military aviation. Vigil nights will be observed at Villamor Air Base and Basa Air Base in Pampanga Province to allow colleagues to pay their respects, while interment details are still to be finalized by the families.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news, the official Facebook page of the Philippines Bureau of Treasury or BTR was hacked. The social media account of the BTR was compromised over the weekend, wherein there was a post in its Facebook story that contains a link to a dangerous website. The BTR is a government agency that supervises and manages the financial resources of the government. In an official statement, the BTR reminded the public to not pay attention to any of the posts, messages, or announcements from the said compromised page. According to National Treasurer Sharon Almanza, an investigation is ongoing and they are assessing as to how extensive the security breach was. Even though they were able to bring back access and control to their Facebook page, the BTR still advises the public to proceed to their official website at www.treasury.gov.ph for any information.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, the Philippines-Hungary Friendship Week Job Fair will be launched on Tuesday, March 11th at the Robinsons Galleria in Mandaluyong City. According to the Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, 3,000 jobs will be available to those who wish to work in Hungary. Among the jobs available in the country are machine operators, welders, pipe fitters, hotel and restaurant workers, and factory workers. Each applicant that would be hired will receive from 700 to 1,000 euros salary each month. DMW said the job fair is part of the improved international cooperation between both countries. A day before the job fair, a series of activities was held at the DMW Central Office, including the opening of the Philippines-Hungary Exhibit and Bazaar, and cultural presentations from both countries, among others.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, Radyo Pilipinas World Service of the Presidential Broadcast Service is heard over the following shortwave frequencies: 9.475 MHz, 15.640 MHz, and 17.820 MHz. You can also visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our posts as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.